The masses are going to go through every ailment there is. You can't be worrying about that, because if we keep worrying about the trouble that the masses are in, we never cultivate anything among ourselves to get to the high level in which the masses going to be a part of. Because ultimately, all this shit got to be destroyed. This shit is over.
I am inevitable.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, on this Monday morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we decided to come on and do a morning live stream. You know, for y'all that's going to watch later and catch the replay, but we got to get into it, bro. We got to
get into this bread and circuses, man.
We got to talk about the bread and circuses. We see a lot of things moving and grooving out here, and the way things is being moved, we could tell what they preparing us for. So we can tell exactly what they're preparing us for. I mean, you got Trump. This guy throws a whole UFC event on the lawn of the White House, right? Something that never really been done before. And when you think about it, it reminds me of Rome with the gladiators, bread and circus.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, can I hit him with the bread and circus and shit?
Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead, kick it off with that, bro. You got it.
The concept of bread and circuses was first coined by the Roman poet Juvenal in the 1st century CE. He criticized the Roman government for pacifying the masses by providing them with free bread and elaborate entertainment in the form of chariot races, gladiator games, and other public events like circuses. These measures were seen as a way to distract the masses, diverting their attention from real political and social issues that mattered. Today we continue that tradition of bread and circuses, but instead of bread, it's Doritos and hot dogs. Our circuses is in the form of basketball, football games, drama, and reality TV. We want to welcome you all to Bread and Circuses of the 21st century.
And that's what we dealing with, the bread and circuses, right? Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's what they was doing. They bread and circuses. They was actually throwing on Coliseum events, feeding Christians to the lions. You know, while they was having meetings about what they going to do with the world and the economy. And that's what they got us all wrapped up in, the bread and circuses, the Knicks winning the championship, people out there by the millions out there in New York City, out there okay, yeah, the Knicks won. That's good and dandy. Okay, we understand that. Your favorite team won. They ain't winning 53 years.
But you know who else won? You know who else? The Epstein client list won too.
Exactly.
So none of them went to jail.
Nobody was out there in droves over the Epstein files, but they was out there in droves over the goddamn Knicks winning. And this is where they get us twisted at. This how they able to keep us locked in into going along with shit, because nobody has an opposing opinion or opposed to any of the shit that the government is doing right now. I mean, these people are so wicked that they are getting away with sex trafficking, the drug trade, slave labor. You got girls coming up out of tunnels, um, all types of shit. Now we know we gonna get into all this, but we just giving our you know I don't want to say soliloquy, but we just giving our giving y'all the insight on what's really happening, because now we seeing our media going into hyperdrive with propaganda. They going into ultra hyper drive with propaganda. So
I'm gonna be
this is
honest
great.
with y'all. Nothing that they tell us in the media is true. The way people
Okay.
died, the reasons why countries are going to war, the reason why they sending our troops over there, the reason why we in debt. Like they don't tell us the truth about anything. Everything is fake, twisted, and basically the truth is unrecognizable. They do
All right.
not, and everything is propaganda to control us and to manage us and to manage our mentals. That's what government means, to govern your governmental, govern, govern your mental. That's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what they do. To the point they have people more riled up about a sports game than they do than getting justice for these Epstein victims and the continued victims that's going on by the many other Epsteins that's in the world that's been produced right out of the United States government and Israeli government, Ukraine government, you
Yeah.
know. And the thing is, people are just completely brainwashed. They brainwashed by all the propaganda that they constantly hitting us with. Reality TV shows, who's sleeping with who. And then this big ass event, the UFC so-called freedom event at the White House. They call it
Would
the
you call it
freedom. They
the
call it the freedom event. UFC freedom.
slave event?
And,
Really,
and
it's the
it's the
slave
complete
event.
opposite because they do something called double speak. Anybody
Right.
who know anything about the novel 1984, they
Yep.
always did something called double speak. What they tell you things are is usually the exact opposite. Like the Justice
Right.
Department is really the Injustice Department. The Department
Right.
of Defense is really the war. It's not really no defense. It's really offense. Our Department of Defense is really Department of Offense. Like so, everything is the opposite of what they say it is. And that's how they always get us. Just like when a president or somebody go out there and say the economy is doing good, that means the economy has went to shit. It's doing good for them.
Right.
The economy is always doing good for the politicians. That
Right.
I mean, they give themselves, raises. They do inside trading. They live a life of luxury while Americans have to always sacrifice our lifestyles. We always gotta live below our means. Like, you gotta live below your means uh so Iran won't have a nuclear weapon. That's the mindset. Live below your means so Iran don't have a nuclear weapon. But then you like, hold on, don't we have nuclear weapons? Didn't we actually use
That's the
nuclear
question.
weapons?
Right. That's the question people
Don't
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 ask.
Israel got nuclear weapons? Don't Russia have
Right.
nuclear weapons? Don't China have nuclear weapons? Don't majority of the superpowers in the world have nuclear weapons? Wasn't
Yep.
United States the only ones that actually used the nuclear weapon?
Yep. Or Hiroshima. Yep. Nagasaki. Hiroshima. Japan. Yep. Dropped a nuke on Japan. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Amari Williams in here. All right. 21. I mean 22 forever. Said it's all a distraction due to how many children were being trafficked during the game, during the hype. It's easy to move cargo. There's a lot of excitement. Right. Yeah, that's another thing too. Right. So the Knicks, yo, I need to let y'all know a lot of these games are fixed. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
these games are fixed. We
Mm-hmm.
know the fix is always in when it comes to these games. So it was definitely meant for New York to win, because and that's a good point you made. Cargo and a lot of that shit is easily moved when there's a lot of distractions going on. Now we got women coming out of tunnels, and like it's all a line of what's going on with the script. Like you could see the script being played out in real time. the Knicks win, women coming up out of the sewers, trap the Epstein files.
And
No
the
one is going to
UFC
jail.
event on a White House lawn
Right.
that cost hundreds of millions of tax dollars
Yeah.
to celebrate this creep's birthday.
Right.
Who's probably one of the biggest human traffickers of them all,
Right.
dealing with Epstein and all that, because he was in the Epstein files. His name was in the Epstein files more than Jesus' name was in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah. They
You know
said
what I'm
over
saying?
30 something thousand times his name was
Right,
mentioned for all
right,
reasons, for all different types of reasons.
right.
You know. Um. Yeah. This is insane.
And they love human trafficking during big sports events. That's where some of the
Yeah.
most human trafficking underground stuff is going, because they know people are so distracted by that bullshit.
Right.
People running the ball up and down the field or up and down the court,
Right.
being distracted, the same shit over and over again, and mechanical shit. And you cheer, oh, he scored a touchdown. Oh, he made a basket. While kids is being, and women are being trafficked underneath them.
Yeah. Right underneath.
Yep,
Right.
right underneath
Right
them while
underneath
they
the
sitting there
city.
cheering. You getting kids and women and children being men, women, and children being tortured underground, sexually, human experimentation, all types of shit going on, and all we care about is a goddamn sports game.
Right. Now we got Jordan Maxwell that been, he been blowing the lid off this shit since the early '90s, like, you know. So this is one of the things, I remember seeing this video like thousands of times when him breaking down bread and circuses and what the government is doing when at times like this when they're so heavy into giving us these events and you know giving us these you know the media going into hyperdrive with propaganda and basically to keep our focus off what's really going on, because when you got time to really sit and think, you can actually start putting things together. And that's what they want. They don't want people having enough time to really sit and think. So that's why they keep us distracted with all this madness. But let's go and get into Jordan Maxwell real quick. Let me play this video. Make sure y'all hitting that like button and sharing this live stream out. We definitely appreciate it.
All journalists know that there's some things you don't write about and you don't talk about because you'll lose your job. And that's where the control is.
Mm.
And that's why they pay anchormen like Dan Rather $2 million a year, because he doesn't question them. He knows that if he goes against them, he's going to lose $2 million a year. Do you think a man that looks pretty and sits in front of a TV camera for the 6 o'clock news is worth $2 million a year?
More than a teacher?
No way. I don't care how long he works and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive? And when the people are asking questions and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor, he sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets. And they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad.
Now you understand what we're talking about? I'm gonna play that video again before we end this live stream, just cause I want that to be imprinted in people's minds when they hear what he's saying about this. When y'all hear what we talking about, I want it to be imprinted in your minds while all this is going on. So you think the Knicks winning the championship is by coincidence?
You know
No,
what it is? It gives people the
no.
illusion of freedom. Oh, they letting us have fun by watching this entertainment. Like it gives us the illusion of freedom when the harsh reality is everybody on this planet right now is enslaved to their governments. Every last one of them. And you know how you know that for sure? When the people are scared of their government, that's slavery. When a government is scared of their people, that's freedom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And majority of the world is scared of the government because they know how wicked and the types of lengths that the government will go through to keep their power, keep their power structure together. And people are really, really, really scared of their government. Like you have the biggest, baddest criminal on the street run multiple drug empires,
I'm
guns, and
scared.
everything.
Right.
But he'd piss his pants when the federal agents come kicking down his door.
Facts. When the police come, right? That's facts.
Neighbors, he'd behead the neighbors, he'd shoot them up,
Yeah.
intimidate them, extort them, business owners and all that. But when the feds come, they pissing and shit in their pants.
Yeah.
That's how you
I might
know
as well.
we enslaved.
I might as well go into John McAfee. So if y'all know
Might as
about
well.
John McAfee was the antivirus guy. So if you got McAfee on your computer, this guy that developed McAfee antivirus computer software, right? So he would start. So what he did was blew the lid off a lot of things, because he was able to build backdoors to computers and sent all these computers to the government, and he was able to see all the transactions that was being made, all the files, because he's built backdoors. Now he's a guy that used to be a hacker. I believe a lot of these antivirus people once were hackers. They was hackers,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
he could hack and
yeah,
everything. He wrote computer
yeah,
code. Yeah, he's one of the
right,
originators. He
yeah.
is the originator of antivirus software.
Period.
Period.
Right, right. So he built backdoors to computers that he sent to the government, like as a gift, and he was able to see all the transactions. Well, he dead now because he supposedly hung himself in the cell like Epstein. But
Right.
we know what happens
This
when
was in
people pull the lid off.
2021. This was 2
Right.
years after Epstein did it, so-called unalived himself, and then two
Yes.
years later, they claim that this guy unalived himself when he clearly told everybody that if they say I died by suicide, they did it to me.
Facts. Because he already knew the plan. He already knew what was to come with him doing that. He already knew they was
Right.
coming for him. Like, so let me go ahead and play this, and then I'm gonna pull up another video that I got of him.
People are asking what this cage of tinfoil and metal is all about that's around me. It's a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is a cage which emits no signal, and no signal can enter. And you can see here, it's all around, including the floor, all metal, and the ceiling. Why am I doing this? Why am I going to this trouble? Oh, in addition to the Faraday cage, we have an 8-channel scrambler, which you can see here, I hope, which prevents any signal from getting into this room or leaving this room, just in case the Faraday cage fails. Why am I doing this? Because I am an escaped slave, a slave to the system that escaped, and I have a loud voice. You think you're not slaves, but you are. The 9-to-5 existence of your current lives is structured by the American industrial corporate complex, complicit with our government. You need to free yourselves from this, not as me. You don't have to go out and risk yourself by speaking out loudly, but free yourselves. This is not what life is. This is not
what life is. Life is a great mystery, a glorious, unbelievably mysterious, beautiful existence if you are free from those who control you, provide you with propaganda, lie to you, deceive you. Everyone is looking for this escaped slave. I will not be found, and I will continue to speak. Thank you for listening.
Now he built a
That's
whole,
powerful, bro.
yeah,
He
yeah,
said
he
he's an
right.
escaped slave. Do y'all hear what this man is saying? This man has been in the inside. He knows everything there is to know about all the corruption that went on with the American government because he hacked their computers.
Yep.
And he's telling y'all that he's an escaped slave. He's telling everybody that we are enslaved, and what he's saying is 100% correct if we just open our eyes and see that we're all born in bondage right now. Everybody that's born on this planet is in bondage to this industrialized structure that we have set up in society today. And we don't know no better because this is the only system we know because we was born into it. But we don't
Right, right,
realize how enslaved we are right now. I mean, we're feeling it. That's why people need relief like sports games and stuff like that
right,
to
right, right.
feel some type of escape. You know, drugs, alcohol. People need
Now, social
stimulants.
media.
People need
Now,
stimulants just to get through work. Like,
dopamine.
just think about it. Everybody's on some type of stimulant to get through an 8-hour shift. Think about it. Either
Yeah, now,
coffee
right,
or some type
right.
of drug or some type of pharmaceutical. Everybody needs that. There's not
But
one
now it's
person
social
who don't
media,
need
bro.
that to get through an 8-hour shift because it's so unnatural to the human psychology to even be engaging in that type of lifestyle. And the
Now
people
it's
that
social
force
media.
themselves to like it because that's the only option that was given to you.
Dopamine. Now the new drug is social media and the dopamine hit. You know, people go. Our timeline is so filled that the human consumption of social media, people are going through like all these different emotions in a matter of minutes just by scrolling on social media, bro. You will see a video of somebody getting killed, it'll make you feel a type of way. You'll see a video of somebody
Hmm.
giving money to somebody, it makes you feel joy. Then you'll go to another video, is a dog uh getting mutilated by another animal. You'll feel some type of way. Like if you scroll through social media, bro, and you scrolling through these timelines and these shorts, all these mixed emotions, that's like so much emotions a human is going through in a matter of minutes, bro. You got to really think about that. A human can't even a human ain't even supposed to be going through that many emotions in that short a period of time. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That's very dangerous to the
that's
human
dangerous,
psychology.
bro.
And it's
Right.
really creating a lot of mental illness on the planet.
Yeah.
That mental illness that was already there, but it's intensifying it now.
Right.
They
Like
actually
that.
they actually weaponized all of us against each other even
Yep.
more effectively through social media.
Yep. The
I mean,
gender,
just scroll through
gender
social media.
wars,
It just it's
right.
always telling you
Racism.
not to trust your neighbor, not to trust your partner, not to trust your community. Everything is always negative, 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 negative. It is and it's there to, like you said, send you through a roller coaster of emotions
Yep.
and actually reprogram your subconscious mind. Yeah, we're really under attack, and people just don't see it. And you try to bring this stuff up to people, and their brain either shut down or they deny it or they just feel even more powerless.
All right.
And
Now
that's
I want to
all
play
part
the
of the programming.
facts. Let me play this McAfee video. Let me know if y'all can hear it, because sometimes switching in.
The reason that the government wanted to collect me was that after they had raided my property in 2012 in the jungle, shot my dog, abused me, destroyed $500,000 worth of my property over a bogus charge, I was pissed off. And so I donated to many secretaries within the government laptop computers, really nice ones that were preloaded with viral spyware. Within a week, the entire government computer system was under my control. I was watching, monitoring, listening. I was looking for information that they had set me up for that raid. I didn't find it. I did find out that the Minister of National Defense was the largest drug trafficker in all of Central America. The Minister of Immigration, the largest human trafficker
We don't want to get killed by them either, so we're probably not
You're not
going
gonna,
to
that's
share
fine.
that.
That's fine. The reason that
But she cut him off real quick. She's like, we don't want to
Bro,
get
play
killed by
that one
them.
more time. People
Play
just
that one
need
more time.
people, yeah, play it one more time. Listen, y'all.
So
Listen.
this is John McAfee, the guy that made the antivirus software, anywhere, any spyware
He's
software.
literally the pioneer of that software. His company. Any of y'all know any history? His company was the first company to even invent virus and spyware.
Yeah. And he's dead now. I mean, they said he hung himself in his cell 2021.
Right.
Was it
Listen what he's
2021?
saying.
the government wanted to collect me was that after they had raided my property in 2012 in the jungle, shot my dog, abused me, destroyed $500,000 worth of my property over a bogus charge, I was pissed off. So I donated to many secretaries within the government laptop computers, really nice ones that were preloaded with viral spyware. Within a week, the entire government computer system was under my control. I was watching, monitoring, listening. I was looking for information that they had set me up for that raid. I didn't find it. I did find out that the Minister of National Defense was the largest drug trafficker in all of Central America. The Minister of Immigration, the largest human trafficker.
We don't want to get killed by them either, so we're probably not.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
The head of immigration was was leading in human trafficking. Who's Trump putting a lot of money into right now? Immigration. ICE.
Yeah.
Do y'all see the connection? And then think about Trump's connection to Epstein.
Yep.
Think about the connection with the Israelis in human trafficking.
Fact.
Think about all those tunnels that's under New York. That's getting us into our next segment.
Think about
all those think about all them tunnels in New York. So he's saying that the head of immigration is the biggest human traffickers on the planet. And Trump is setting up a whole immigration army with ICE. He's putting billions of dollars in ICE. In ICE, they're building detention centers all over the United States. Who you think they doing that for? To basically be able to take your kids from you in traffic. The same thing that they're doing with people who come over here that they claim are illegal, but they're not.
Right. We giving y'all what's happening. We connecting the dots. Now I told y'all when we come on these live streams, we just don't come on just to come on and just lollygag and shit. We showing y'all what's going on. Now we giving you, videos that confirm what we seeing unfold right before our eyes. Right. So now you have women coming up out of girls, my bad, not women. You have girls coming up out of a tunnel. 71 girls they're claiming that got lost on a field trip and went into a tunnel and got lost. You mean to tell me 71 students, Jewish students, with no teachers or no oversight of people, going along with them on this trip? You mean to tell me 71 lost girls, right? Got lost inside and vanished into a tunnel and just got found and discovered. You mean to tell me, really? That's what they wanting us to believe? Now let me play this video. Now this is them speaking to the mayor of this town, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Can you give us a word?
Yeah.
What's happening? Some young girls, some kids, they in the park. They were in the park. They got into the culvert of the creek, and they started exploring. And then they ended up not really knowing where they were, and they got a little alarmed. As far as I know from the police, I just got here a few minutes ago. As far as I know from the police, everybody's been accounted for. Nobody's missing. They're about to get them all on their buses, take them back home.
Mayor Joe Rand Nyack, thank you very much.
Now, y'all really believe what this mayor is saying? He couldn't even look in the camera, first of all. The story he told, you can tell that he's lying. You could tell that he's lying. So they just cooked up any old story to say these 72 girls came up out of the tunnel because they got lost on some type of trip. So you mean to tell me 71 girls is going to walk into a drain walk into a drain where there's filth at. First of all, let me show y'all a video of how these girls looked when they came up out of this tunnel. Let me show y'all that because they was clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. Let me see if I can find the video. Where's the video at? I thought I saved it. Hold on.
Please make sure y'all like and share this
There
video.
it go.
Please get this information out there.
All right, so okay, so what you call them did post it. All right, so here we go. All right, let me pull this video up. These people are full of crap. Let me share this. All right, so this is the longer video with the mayor speaking, but then they pan to the camera and these girls. All right, so let me know if y'all can hear this.
What's happening?
Yep.
Some young girls, some kids, they in the park. They were in the park. They got into the culvert of the creek, and they started exploring. And then they ended up not really knowing where they were, and they got a little alarmed. As far as I know from the police, I just got here a few minutes ago. As far as I know from the police, everybody's been accounted for. Nobody's missing. They're about to get them all on their buses, take them back home.
Mayor Joe Rand, Nyack, thank you very much.
Get out of the way. There we go. Right over there. Yes. They're good? Yeah, we're good. Guys, we're gonna wait. Let them get out. That's what we're gonna walk this way, right? Okay, go this way. All the way. Come on. At the corner. One line. Kim's on the line. Try to the line. Move up a little bit. Move up.
Look at that.
Mayor, can you give us a word? What's happening?
Some young girls, some kids, they in the park. They were in the park.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. They really want us to believe that. But once again, like I said, the media isn't they using anything they can do, any story they can use. Because I feel like all this shit is still a distraction from what's really going on. And they got our timeline filled with a bunch of bullshit, bunch of propaganda. But you mean to tell me 71 girls got lost? Sure. On a field trip in school, walking into a goddamn drain at a park. Come on, yo. Could this be linked to, the tunnel situation from the other week where they they was catching mysterious men going down in the tunnels?
Right.
In Brooklyn.
In
Remember
sewage drain.
Right,
Yep, manholes.
Going down to these manholes. Let me go. Let's play this real quick. Let's go through this.
Holding in the streets below New York City streets.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Just drawing your attention to that top left-hand corner. You see those guys? This is another video.
That's in Flatbush in
where
Brooklyn.
They're getting out. Okay, so they're coming out. The first one they were going in. The next one they're coming out. But these are separate incidents.
Yep.
Police investigating after multiple groups of people caught on surveillance video climbing into and out of sewer manholes in Brooklyn and Queens. The people reportedly spent hours underground before emerging and then disappearing. No threat to the public, according to the city, but the big question, what the heck were they doing down
Right.
there?
I mean, obviously, like you said, the police are saying that we are safe. I got a text message this morning. I guess my husband was watching. He's like, what is happening? He's like, why are people going down there?
Right.
And I said, I know, it's crazy. He's like, are you sure we're safe? They're not tampering with anything down there. Police obviously did go back in and they were investigating. They said that everything is fine, that we're in no danger. But damn, this is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Not only in Flatbush and Brooklyn, but also the latest one was in Astoria, Queens.
And did we talk to somebody out there?
We
in
did talk to
Astoria?
somebody
Okay.
about there. He actually owns an auto body shop there, and he witnessed it happening in real time.
Okay, so let's take a listen to what he has to say. This is like a 6-minute interview. We'll play it for a little while. We'll stop it, and then we'll kind of talk about what he said, and then pick it back up again.
Very strange, man. You know, they walked in 2 a.m. Literally popped open the manhole. We had a quick eye contact. They didn't care. They just kept doing what they were doing. Very strange. They popped the manhole in. They climbed. They all went inside and covered the manhole. Like, you know, they just like disappeared. Literally like the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I was working late night. It was like 2 a.m. Trying to get some work done. Very strange that it happened. You know, one of my guys called 911. There was like 2-3 people in the shop. Called 911. They came. I didn't see the guys come out. You know, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't think nothing of it. But this happened a few weeks ago. I believe May 5th was when it happened. And I started seeing the trend going on social media and stuff. And one of my guys actually sent a video out, and that's how it, you know, all started.
So, do they look young kids? I mean, what's the age, more or less?
I mean, I couldn't really tell, but over 30, you know, definitely over 30, 30 in the 40s maybe. But, you know, they were dressed up, wearing overalls, masks. But, you know,
Okay, we'll just
very
stop
odd.
it because he was kind of talking about what they were wearing.
So-
He said that maybe in their 30s
30s or 40s. So these are not like teenagers. These are grown men.
It's there's obviously the concerns about the possible criminality,
Mhm.
nefarious purposes. Also, I sometimes will see those videos on social media, on Instagram,
Yeah.
about the sort of, they're not the thrill seekers, but they're the explorers of, you know, urban explorers.
Yes, we've
where
seen
you
those.
post the videos and often they go, I've seen them even in like, these are the old parts of the subway system that they don't use anymore. And wow, if I go through this tunnel or I open this door, it's a door that hasn't been opened in decades and they've built on top of it. You know what I mean?
Right, they want to see what's in there.
New York City itself is just sort of like built on layers of history.
yeah.
And so some people do explore. Do we have any indication that something like that, or do we know?
Well, yes, there are reports out there that they could possibly be looking for valuables, right? Things that people have lost that have gone through into the sewer system. And
Man,
that's
y'all
what they're
just
looking
making up
for.
anything for that, man.
But
Y'all don't know what the hell going on. Why people going down? Why they going down in them tunnels? They just speculate any goddamn thing. Like we said, we know them tunnels is under there. They being occupied. Them tunnels is being used, and they, you know, even when this situation happened in New York with when those tunnels, when those and Praying made a good point that if it was a bunch of Arabs coming up out of that tunnel, they would have said it's terrorists. You know, if it was black or Hispanics coming out, they would have said it's moving drugs through there or something. But it's these Jewish kids coming up out of there. Oh, they just got lost in a tunnel, and these people going down there, and you know, like they just make up any excuse. Y'all remember this situation happened in New York, right? When they found these secret tunnels under the Jewish synagogue in Brooklyn. Y'all remember that? Let's get into that.
Get
Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Use OC spray or pepper spray to subdue them and to get them to follow direction and get out. At 770 Eastern Parkway, that's the Lubavitch Abad headquarters, they were having some work done. And, you know, as they were installing some new pipes, they broke through into a tunnel that ran below the building. And they were very surprised by this. It turns out that a small number of the students at the shul, who were actually here from Israel, were digging a tunnel from the basement into adjoining buildings. And
See what he says. Stu is from Israel. I'm in New York building tunnels underneath the synagogue, right? And so you can fast forward with these 71 girls coming up out of the tunnel. So that's all we saying. Let's just continue though.
taking the dirt and actually filling up a disused communal bath house. They said that the reason they were doing that was because if they poured it out on the sidewalk, everyone would know and they'd get busted. And then they cut a hole through a grate so that they could come up out onto the sidewalk without having to get the key to the padlock to the cellar doors. The people who are in charge of 770 Eastern Parkway, when they discovered this, immediately put into motion plans to fill in the tunnels with cement. Unfortunately, these students, 5 of them, jumped into the hole and would not allow workers to complete the repairs. Strangely enough, they also would not get out of the holes once the police were called to remove them. And they literally started pulling panels off the wall in the sanctuary. And the police had to, in the end, use OC spray or pepper spray to subdue them and to get them to follow directions and get out. Rabbi Menachem Schneerson is famous, and one of his final edicts before he died was that they needed to expand 770. And what he meant was they needed to make it bigger so that more students could come and more worshipers could come, and they needed to make it a larger and larger physical space. These students were taking the famous rabbi's edict to expand the property literally and very forcefully dig out more space. The next step in this story is the city has now gone into a building that they have not been in for quite some time and inspected the physical plant, which, I mean, you're undermining the structure when you break holes in load-bearing walls at the base of these buildings. So all of these structures are now in question. Like, none of the members of the Lubavitch Chabad can go in there other than to lead the inspectors around through and show them where the damage is and that kind of thing. But all kinds of measurements were being taken. I mean, I was watching the DOB inspectors, all kinds of measurements were being taken, pictures were being taken, samples were being taken. So now what you're gonna see is, I'm guessing, a laundry list of violations, of building violations, which are gonna be served by the city. And that, I think, is the next phase. And then we'll see what happens from there. It's a very strange story. You don't see a lot like that.
So do y'all think all these tunnels and all this tunnel mess is all connected? I mean, definitely leave y'all for y'all to catch the replay. Make sure y'all leave that in the comment section. You know, whether y'all feel like all this shit is connected. Because it's mighty strange that they, you know, now we know they didn't had, we know they got places where they have underground cities, underground, you know, where people actually live down there.
In
You know?
laboratories.
Yeah,
Don't forget about
labs.
yeah.
Right, the labs that's underground.
And you know, they showed us a lot of this in the Netflix movie. They cloned Tyrone.
Yeah,
They showed us how they had labs and stuff set up all over the cities and everything.
right.
And you know, they use that for human experimentation and all of that. Yeah, I mean, this is realities that we been knew was going on. It's like, I don't know, it's something about the public just
Right.
brushing the corruption that the government and these corporations are into. They just brush it aside. Instead, they have us focused on each other, focused on our neighbors, focused on this, focus. Yeah, we ready to always bring our neighbors to justice. We always ready to prosecute, you know, the next man. But when it comes to government officials and when it comes to you know, big corporate heads and shit like that, we just turn our head and we idolize them. So it's like a lot of this destruction that's coming. We gotta ask ourselves: are we to blame for it? Like,
Right.
collectively, are we to blame ourselves for this because how brainwashed we allowed ourselves to be, how complacent, how docile and lazy and cowardice, lazy civilization that we living in. Like we said, they tore the city up because the Knicks won, but when all the Epstein shit came out, you barely heard a peep. Cities are still intact. Cities are still intact after all that shit came out. The sitting president right now is in those Epstein files over 30,000 times. And we know he
Yep.
had close contact with Epstein and those beauty pageants and all that type of shit. And we still complacent. Instead, we allowing this dude to do whatever he want. And there's a possibility that this dude is a murderous creep pedophile.
Right.
Like all the other standing presidents that was in that office and all the other politicians.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think people are, the masses is being tested, right? And being as though that these people are like not hiding and they are really out in the open with everything that's being done. This is a test to what the mass is going to do. It's like, all right, it's billions of us, so it's like, do you allow these people to come along and control every aspect of your life, enslave you to the point where is life worth living when you under slavery like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, is life really worth living in this type of bondage? So it's really up to the people. Like, and I think just people are just so passive and they don't really care about what's going on if it don't have really nothing to do with something, about these social events, I think people just so distracted about all this shit. And I guess, you know, you whatever happens because of ignorance. So people can't really complain or cry when shit happen because everybody sat back and allowed this shit to happen, as a collective. Now you have your, small group of people that, that's against it. Even people within the government, you have small amounts of people within the government that's against the shit that's going on. But they can only really do so much if the people ain't doing nothing about it. It's really up to the people though. That's really majority of the responsibility is on the people. And it's really responsible on the individual. If you really think about it, individually we all still responsible because it's our life. It's our life. So I wanted to play this one more time, man, real quick. One more time. Play this one more time for y'all before we get up out of here. But shout out to y'all that's tuned in. Make sure y'all share this live stream out.
And all
Let me know if y'all can hear this though. So this is Jordan Maxwell basically breaking down what we seeing right before our eyes, the bread and circuses, the sports events that's, Trump over there with the UFC, got the UFC in front of the White House, the Knicks winning, and all this is done on, for a specific reason,
And all journalists know that there's some things you don't write about and you don't talk about because you'll lose your job. And that's where the control is. And that's why they pay anchormen like Dan Rather $2 million a year, because he doesn't question them. He knows that if he goes against them, he's going to lose $2 million a year. Do you think a man that looks pretty and sits in front of a TV camera for the 6 o'clock news is worth $2 million a year? No way. I don't care how long he works and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman Circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive? And when the people are asking questions and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor, he sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets, and they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad. And all
Right. So yeah, man. Make sure y'all like this video. Yo, if y'all want to further support our what we doing, man, make sure y'all hit up our website, Night and Day Herbals too, and shop with us where we sell natural herbal products as well. So if you into really, cleaning yourself up and using natural products, and instead of using all this chemical based products that they constantly bombarding us with, y'all could definitely hit up our site. We got soap on there, we got stuff on there for the fellas, for your beard. If you a guy that got beard, we got beard, natural beard moisturizer on there. We have CBD. If you're a person that dealing with some things as far as like relaxing or insomnia or things of that nature, we have pure organic grown CBD on there that's potent, grown in Amish country, Lancaster, PA, in the form of CBD cigarettes, pre-rolls, vapes. We have loose flower on there as well. We have sea moss on there, 100% organic sea moss gel. And, have stuff on there for pain. We have, so natural products is the way to go if you're really serious about your, and conscious of the products that you use. Natural products is the way to go. I mean, it's just more beneficial.
And we do have a discount right now on the smokables. It's buy two, get one free sale on all the CBD products. So you got to use BOGO Flower 26 at checkout, and you buy 2 items and get 1 free. BOGO Flower 26. When you check out, you type that in type in the discounts, and then you get your discount. So
the link
definitely
is
take advantage of that sale.
I guess drop the link one more time too for them. Also, just simply just share the videos, like the videos. Make sure y'all check out the newest uploads we have on the channel, and subscribe and turn on all notifications for when we go live. Y'all get the notification because YouTube be cheating our subscribers as far as with the sometimes you might have to reset the the notification by repressing it again. So yeah, so we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Stay locked into what we doing. Look out for the uploads that's coming and all that too, and and when we go live again. So make sure y'all stay locked in and stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Anything else we got for them?
Nope.
And on that note, we conclude this live stream. All right.
Peace.
I'm not even gonna lie. The joint pain I deal with every day will slow me all the way down. But ever since I started using this right here, Night and Day Pain Relief Balm, everything changed. And within minutes, I feel the difference. Like real relief. Now I can clean my whole house without even thinking about the pain. As a nurse, I'm on my feet all day. And this right here helps me get through my entire shift. I can actually enjoy time with my kids now. Go outside, be active, without hurting the whole time. It feels good to just live again. Honestly, if it wasn't for Night and Day Pain Relief Balm, I don't think I'd have the quality of life I have right now.
Discomfort slows you down? Reach for natural relief. Night and Day Hemp's extra strength CBD pain relief balm melts into aching muscles, delivering warmth you can feel. Soothe your body naturally. Feel free to move again. Night and Day Hemp balm melts away tension so you can enjoy every moment. Feel the difference fast. Real relief, real results. Order now at Night and Day Herbals.